What's happening, Hammers? Dan here for West Ham Fan TV, back with another transfer video, bringing you all the latest news and rumours surrounding West Ham United. Now, I'm going to kick things off with one of the biggest stories that has just broke out, that Romelu Lukaku has said he has agreed to join a new club. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, what has this got to do with West Ham? Big rumour is that the club that Lukaku has agreed to join is Chelsea. Now, that is the strongest, the most likely club that he will probably join. Chelsea have been interested in him for a while. He's been interested in going to Chelsea. The likelihood is that if he goes to Chelsea, Everton are going to want a replacement. And who is that replacement going to be? Most likely Batshuayi. They're going to be very interested in signing Batshuayi. Batshuayi, also Belgium, has often been compared to Lukaku, and I think it's someone that Everton will really be looking at and would want to replace Lukaku. But that is the biggest indication. He's come out and publicly said, yep, I've spoke to another club, I have an agreement with another club. If that club is Chelsea, then that could really affect our deal. Obviously Batshuayi is one of our top targets. As much as I think Batshuayi, if he had to choose, I think he'd rather come to West Ham. That's not saying we're better than Everton or anything like that. It's simply the fact that he's probably settled in London now, been living here for a year. So I think he'd probably rather stay in London. But Chelsea would probably, do a player plus cash deal to get their man. Now, I'm hearing some ridiculous figures, 70 million plus Batshuayi. I can't see Chelsea doing that. But the problem is, has Lukaku forced their hand? And hopefully, they'll have to sell him regardless now, without Batshuayi being part of the deal. That's what we've got to hope. Now, our arrangement was going to be to get Batshuayi on loan, but I think Everton will be looking to get him on a permanent, especially if they're selling Lukaku. They're going to want that player that can go on and push on to be that replacement. Let's see. Fingers crossed that it doesn't affect our deal to get Batshuayi. He's a player that we could really do with next season. Now, another player that we've been linked with is the striker Anthony Modeste from the Bundesliga, FC Köln, 29-year-old. He's a player that apparently we tried to sign last season, the beginning of last season, but he signed another 5-year deal with FC Köln due to medical care for his son in Germany. He's got 40 goals in 66 appearances for FC Köln. He's got a decent goal scoring record throughout the clubs. There's been a few patches, a few bits where he goes a bit quiet. Big question mark is, can he do it in the Premier League? He had a loan spell in 2012 at Blackburn Rovers, made 9 appearances and scored no goals. In fact, he got a red card in one of their most important games to stay up, and got sent off and ended up losing, I think, like 3-0 or something like that. And ultimately got relegated. So, it's sort of telling that he's had a good goal scoring record everywhere else but the Premier League. Most clubs he goes to, he scores sort of on his debut. So yeah, he seems like the sort of player that if we don't get our other targets, that's someone we could look at and take a gamble on. But he's 29 years old, and the figure's going to be around £26 million. So is it worth it? That one screams like a sort of deadline day desperation deal to me, if we don't get any of our other targets. Another striker we're rumoured to be interested in is 21-year-old Bundesliga striker Timo Werner from Red Bull Leipzig. Forgive me if I've pronounced that wrong, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. But rumoured to be that we're looking to make a £22 million bid. He scored 21 goals and 31 appearances in the Bundesliga last season. And with his age, he could be a very good prospect for West Ham. 22 million. The thing is, Red Bull Leipzig aren't short of a few quid, so they don't really need the money. So it'd have to be a very tempting offer for them to accept that. Also, they've got Champions League football next season, so I think that would be almost a non-starter. If we could somehow convince him to come to the Premier League and all of that, and maybe offer him a good wage. Out of him and Modeste, he's a player I would prefer. Due to his age, I think he's got a lot of potential there. If we do try and seriously go for this player, it will be one of those back and forth deals. It will not be a quick, here's some money, sign the player deals. It'll be very much back and forth. Lastly, just a little bit about Iheanacho. Obviously, I got a lot of stick in the comments because I was saying Iheanacho, so sorry about that. Iheanacho. Not much movement on that front, very quiet. So I don't want to keep going on about it and being like a Carlos Bacca situation. Do you know what I mean? So until there's some sort of concrete bit of information, we'll go from there. But last thing we've heard is that West Ham and Man City are negotiating over the buyback clause. That's the thing that's sort of holding it up. So it's not going to be something that's going to happen anytime soon if it does happen. So be prepared for a very quiet June. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below. What targets should we be going for, and what do you think about the targets that we've been linked with? Don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Facebook and all of that. And please head over and check out my channel, Dan and Jace, where we talk about all the football. We're going to be going into more detail about the Lukaku situation and doing some FIFA for England versus Scotland. So, me versus Jace, basically. So, check that out. So, we're trying to get our journey to 1,000 subscribers. So, if you could go and click the link at the logo and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. Don't forget, we're going to have videos on this channel coming out all throughout the summer. Lots of different things going on. We're recharging our batteries and still sort of getting content out. But we've got a lot of stuff planned. So stay subscribed. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.